Hello, everyone, and welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, episode 37 for November 5th, 2023. This is the Halloween makeup episode because I was sick last week. So a lot of Halloween horror-themed stuff for sure. But let's continue on. I believe we have like 3 more Ultra member submissions that we could get to the standard. Let's see what's next. TikToks. Oh, no.
Now, there's no way that I paid $700 for a concert ticket only for that show to be blocked by someone else's sign because it interferes with my enjoyment of the concert, and they can't do that. Ladies and gentlemen, battery is any non-consensual offensive contact with another, and yes, also includes anything that that person is holding because that is an extension of their person. Just ask these people who were charged for snatching signs out of protesters' hands and makes that young snatcher guilty of battery.
I just won the lottery.
Okay. I have a big solution to this one. Are you ready? Here's the solution. Don't fucking pay $700 to go to a concert, you fucking idiot. I don't care if you're a teenager. I don't care if you're an adult. You're a moron. No concert is worth $700. You're a complete fucking jackass to pay it. And the fact that you went to a Taylor Swift concert and paid that just shows that you're a mind-numbing drooler. You're a fucking moron, and you deserve anything you get for going to that fucking concert if you paid $700 for your ticket. All right? Now, if you go to a concert, should you be blocked of your view? No, but that's the fault of the concert venue, not the fault of the other concert goers, right? So, yeah, the venue should be making sure that people that go to the concert don't ruin the concert experience for everyone else. But that's up to them, and if they don't, again, shame on you for spending money at a concert venue like that, and you didn't do research to find out if they do a good job or not, you know? It's sad, but people are dumb. People are cows. They fall for everything. They spend an insane amount of money on dunce-level shit, and then they fucking sit there and not going to start getting into a fight and go to jail over it. You're a moron.
And I'm ready to buy a Ferrari. Excuse me, I just won $100 million, and I want to buy a Ferrari. 1 second, Mr. Koshvin. I'll have to call you back about your 13th vehicle purchase. How can I help you? I just won the lottery, and I want to buy a Ferrari. Oh, you think money is all it takes to buy a Ferrari? We have an extensive application process needed to buy one of our machines. Okay, well, I'm happy to fill out whatever application is needed. Alright, well, first question is, what do you plan on doing with your Ferrari? Probably drive it? Application denied. Have a good day. Wait, I'm gonna put it in a climate-controlled facility and not touch it for 25 years. Well, okay, that works. What's your favorite genre of music? Probably rap. Classical. Good answer. Now let me give you a scenario. You're doing your daily cleaning of your Ferrari and you notice a paint chip on it. What do? I probably just colored it in with Sharpie or something. Sir, I'm gonna have to give you this just for suggesting that. What is this? This is a lawsuit notice. Your court date is in 30 days.
He was behind this door. No.
Well, I didn't want to share my snacks with you anyways.
So this influencer might be getting sued.
This is why you don't watch TikTok. What the fuck? I'll watch one more and we're getting out of here.
So he goes by the name Internet Sweetheart. His whole TikTok account seems to be just him responding to people's rude comments. He like dives into their background. Like when he found this one troll's grandma.
Quick question for you. When was the last time you visited Nana? I miss you so much, Nana. We gotta get you out of here.
Or when this woman told him he'd never find a romantic partner.
I have great news. I did find a romantic partner. Your son. I came across him on Facebook and we've been chatting. Of course, he's under the impression he's been talking to Heather, but I'm about to pick him up from work.
But one day, this guy named Max, who I assume looks like this, Max said something pretty horrible to him.
This is one of the nastiest, cruelest comments that I've gotten.
Yeah, Max basically tells him to unalive himself. And does Internet Sweetheart let that slide? No, he does not.
Max, I was so devastated to hear the news about your father.
That video blows up and people lose their minds.
This is the most savage thing. They're supposed to fucking go.
But Max, he doesn't think that's funny, and he leaves a comment threatening to sue him. And they go back and forth a few times, but then look at this. This seemingly conservative guy calls Internet Sweetheart feminine. So Internet Sweetheart responds by getting this tattooed on him. Then, I guess conservative guy got so mad, he responds while, like, at a furniture store?
You have 24 hours to remove that tattoo, or I will be seeking legal action. Quit your online trolling of me.
It also looks like this person, and I don't know if there's a separate person, they sent him a letter of intent to sue for $100,000 for defamation of character through social media and troll tattoos.
Troll
I didn't even know you could
tattoos.
sue for troll tattoos.
I've only had this account for 4 days now, and already like 5 people are suing me.
But if I were a betting man, I would bet that most of these are just empty threats and that none of these lawsuits are going to go through.
The 70s were
Wow. Okay, this is okay. We have 2 more videos. This is the real life exorcism of Emily Rose. If you don't know, Emily Rose is the basis of the story of the Exorcist movie.
a big decade for Lucifer. The Exorcist came out in late 73. Anton LaVey was really feeling himself with the growing popularity of his Church of Satan, and his book, The Satanic Bible, was really hitting its stride. This enigmatic mixture of satanic hysteria was a perfect storm that set up one of the most horrific cases of child abuse by way of religious ceremony and tradition. In this video, we'll uncover the violent truths that still shroud Anneliese Michel's death and the 67 exorcisms she endured, which inspired the exorcism of Emily Rose. But before we get started, now's a great time to subscribe to Weird History
Okay, let's fast forward.
at the time. Still, Annaliese's family was more religious than most. Her parents forced her and her 3 sisters to go to Catholic Mass twice a week. Her mother in particular...
Yeah, I was forced to go to Catholic Mass all the time, too. Once a week, not twice a week. But I had to go... I went to Catholic school, so I went to Mass a ton.
pushed her to pray and devote as much extra time as possible towards religious devotion. According to the doctors Anneliese met with later, she developed neurosis related to religious iconography as a result of punishments inflicted upon her as a young girl. Remember this diagnosis, as it'll come into play later.
So neurosis based on religious iconography. So what that means is when she sees any religious symbols, because she used to be punished and forced into doing religious stuff as a kid, it basically tortures her. It makes her feel like her mind can't take it. She goes crazy when she sees anything religious because she associates it with pain. See that?
Still, as religiously oppressive as the Michel house was, Annaliese's friends said she was initially a great student, showed strength in language study, and was happy and playful. The constant helicopter parenting and strict religious upbringing she had to endure would come back to haunt the family, almost literally several years later. Whether it was possession or mental illness, Annaliese's condition began rather gradually over a period of years. While at school one day in 1968, a then 16-year-old Anneliese unexpectedly blacked out for a few minutes. During this first documented blackout, her classmates said she fell into a trance-like state. Anneliese says she didn't remember the event and claims she was fine after the ordeal, but the same night she woke up feeling like there was a presence pressing heavily down on her body, and then went to bed. Annaliese's parents kept her home the following day, and it seemed like it was a one-off occurrence.
Reminds me of when I was in high school, and I just one day sitting in class with the principal, and the principal of the school was a priest, okay? So here I am, getting taught by a priest, and I lose my eyesight. 100% blacked out, couldn't see anything. I was still conscious. I could smell, I could hear. I couldn't see. And I thought at first it was like a joke, and someone was messing with me, and I was looking around, like, did someone turn the lights off, someone messing with me? And then no, like, I just couldn't see. I had gone completely blind. And I had to raise my hand and tell the principal of the school, I just completely lost my eyesight. I need to go to the nurse, like, right away. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm not making it up. I swear to God, I need to go. Okay, I didn't say I swear to God to the priest. He probably would have been pretty upset if I said that. And then, I don't know what happened, because I went to the nurse. She didn't know what it was. They hydrated me. And then I ended up going to the hospital, and they tested me there. They have no idea what it was. And to this day, it was the oddest thing. No one has any clue why I lost my eyesight that day. Very bizarre. Anyway.
Annalisa said she felt fine, and she was until August of 1968. Less than a year later, Annalisa experienced a similar episode and was taken to a local hospital to determine what had happened. Her doctor, Dr. Vogt, referred her to a neurologist, Dr. Siegfried Luthi. After an examination and a series of tests, Dr. Luthi couldn't find anything wrong with her brain function. Physically, Annalisa seemed completely healthy, a clean bill of health. It wasn't until sometime in February of 1970 that Annalisa experienced a third event. After catching tuberculosis and spending months in a hospital,
Oh, shit, tuberculosis.
Anneliese had her third blackout. When the other patients in the hospital found out she had wet her bed during her blackout, they openly mocked her and excluded her from any group activity. This third
Why?
blackout was different, though. Anneliese said she saw colors, heard sounds, and experienced feelings of euphoria while praying with her rosary beads. After more tests, a second neurologist, Dr. von Haller, diagnosed her with epilepsy and prescribed her medication. That's when Anneliese's condition got worse. Anneliese eventually returned to school later in 1970, but now she was depressed and withdrawn around her friends. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that the frequency of her seizures increased. Her doctor's visits offered no insight into where the root of her seizures were coming from, which only compounded her family's frustration with the situation. Anneliese pressed on, though. She threw herself into researching Catholicism while finishing up high school, and in 1973, she enrolled at the University of Würzburg to become a teacher. She continued to take medication during this time, but her condition was rapidly worsening. By mid-73, Anneliese experienced hallucinations while praying and believed she was damned. She was obsessed with the idea that the devil was inside her and began to see a priest along with her doctors.
Damn. She's losing her mind and no
By
doctor
late
knows what's going on.
73, Anneliese's strange behavior and erratic symptoms kicked into overdrive. Her parents took her out of college and kept her confined, mostly to her bedroom. It was during this time when she started taking Tegretol, an anti-seizure drug and mood stabilizer. It should also be noted that at this time, Anneliese said she heard a knocking in her bedroom. Her sisters confirmed that they heard the knocking as well. She also said she heard a voice that would regularly damn her to hell. Despite taking her daily cocktail of neuroleptic medications, Anneliese's symptoms worsened. She started growling like an animal, she saw demons, and she exhibited Hulk-like strength to the point that she'd throw her sister around the house like a rag doll. She'd also lick her urine off the floor, chew coal, rip her clothes off, and eat insects she found around the house. Religious items like crucifixes and holy water also drove her mad. Her mother said she once caught Anneliese staring at a framed portrait of the Virgin Mary. She said her daughter's eyeballs were 100% jet black. This all sounds like the classic symptoms of what the church would consider demonic possession. Anneliese's family eventually asked several local priests for an exorcism, but the men declined and encouraged the Michels to continue with the traditional medical treatment she was already receiving. Besides, it wasn't that easy. A Catholic exorcism required the bishop's permission.
The secret exorcisms? Oh boy.
Sometime in September of 1973, the Michels met Father Ernst Alt, a local priest who, upon meeting Anneliese, almost immediately said she didn't look like an epileptic and claimed she wasn't suffering from seizures. Father Alt was convinced she was possessed by demons and got the local bishop to give permission for the exorcism. Bishop Joseph Stangl eventually granted Father Arnold Renz permission to exorcise Anneliese in compliance with the Ritual Romanum of 1614, but ordered the exorcism to be done in complete secrecy. While Renz performed Anneliese's first exorcism on September 24, 1975, she began to talk about dying to atone for the wayward youth of the day and the apostate priests of the modern church. Eventually, she stopped eating because she said she was not permitted to anymore. By this point, Anneliese's parents gave up consulting doctors and cut her off her medication. Instead, they relied solely on the exorcisms, 67 exorcisms in all, over an 11-month span in 1975 and 1976, to be exact. It wasn't unusual for Anneliese to endure 2 sessions a week, some sessions lasting up to 4 hours. And in audio recordings from the sessions, you can clearly hear Anneliese's distorted guttural voice. She growls like a wild beast, and you can hear the utterances she made in response to the religious ritual. And these all sound super creepy. The gruesome audio recordings during her exorcisms also reveal that Fathers Renz and Alt talked to 6 spirits allegedly possessing Anneliese. These spirits, or personalities if that's what they were, made up a murderer's row of evil incarnate. Lucifer, Judas Iscariot, Nero.
The sad fact is it's all fake, right? As I think you're going to see at the end, is it was all medical.
Cain, Hitler, and Valentin Fleischmann, a disgraced Frankish priest from the 16th century. Given Anneliese's history with religion and her obsession with Christian teachings, there were later theories that Anneliese chose these figures intentionally. It's almost impossible not to agree.
There you go.
Despite being pretty much skin and bones at this point, Anneliese still had to be held down while her exorcisms took place. This abuse, along with a lack of medical treatment and food or water, took a toll on her body, and she died at home on July 1st, 1976.
Wow.
On her death certificate, it read that Anneliese ultimately died of malnutrition and dehydration.
Wow.
Though her autopsy revealed she also had fractured teeth, 2 black eyes, and bruises on her hands, arms, and wrists. She also had broken knees and numerous wounds on her body. Fathers Alt and Renz, as well as Anneliese's parents, faced trial for a negligent homicide in 1978. The priest boldly maintained the exorcism was successful and liberated Anneliese from the demons possessing her. Alt even doubled down and insisted that some of Anneliese's wounds that were documented in her autopsy were the stigmata. The evidence didn't line up, though, and Anneliese's alleged demonic possession wasn't enough to sway the German court's 3-judge panel. All parties were found guilty, but their sentences varied. Alt and Renz were charged with manslaughter and given 6 months in prison with suspended sentences. Anneliese's parents received no punishment, as the German legal system deemed they had experienced enough suffering.
Wow.
So there's really only one main question to ask, and it's an important one. Was Anneliese Michel possessed by Satan or some other dark, sinister force? Or was she suffering from an undiagnosed mental illness? Let us know what you think in the comments.
Obvious. The answer is very obvious, right? In the 70s, they didn't know enough about this stuff. They gave her all the wrong medications, and then they put her in the hands of a bunch of kooks. And that's the true story of The Exorcist. Pretty... even darker than probably if she had been demonically possessed. Sad, man. All right, I think this next video is our last Ultra Member submission.
Remember that story about Cindy you-know-who? When her Christmas was stolen, she knew what to do.
Why, Santa Claus? Why?
But what if I said that's not how it went down?
You gonna be okay? Because we can turn around right now.
No. Poor girl. Her mother was killed. Her mind snapped.
Did you ever find the Christmas killer?
Never got a reliable description of the man.
We never got a reliable description. Well, it was all green. He kind of looked like Jim Carrey from that movie. And he's very hairy.
Dad?
Oh my god, this is stupid as shit.
He is out there. What if the Christmas killer is back?
This town cannot go through another Christmas killer thing. Not again.
Us folks down in Newville, we liked Christmas a lot. But that thing that lives just north of Newville does not.
What is it?
It's the worst movie ever. Are you kidding me?
He's a mean one, that Mr.
Yo, this is terrible.
I'm not gonna be a victim anymore. Time to roast this beast.
I'm gonna fucking kill the Grinch. Oh my god.
You're a dead one, mister.
This is schlock cinema. Schlock cinema. It came out last year. Look. That is the definition of schlock cinema right there. An awful idea. Made into an awful movie. A combination, right? It's a combination of horror and stupid holiday stuff. Oh my god, this is so bad. Oh, brother. All right, well, we are through the Ultra submissions now. We're going to get to the standard playlist. We're going to put this into a random order and see what else you guys have me watch for this week. Oh, Lord. All right, let me get that going here. That looks like one of the worst movies I've ever seen, honestly. I can't imagine how it's not. Okay. So now, if I do this. Okay. Shuffle. Okay. We'll go from here. Ready? So these are the standard member submissions. for the rest of the show. We still got over 90 minutes left. We'll watch a few in here. We'll split the part and keep going. We'll see what happens. I might just hit play and let it play for a while. And if we start to see too much that seems too familiar, then we'll probably, like, skip some stuff. Because it's supposed to be completely shuffled and random. But YouTube's shuffle playlist wasn't working for weeks. So I don't know if it's been fixed since the last 2 weeks ago, since we last did the show. I guess we'll see. All right, ready? Here we go. Funny Halloween statue jump scares.
Oh my god, just touch it. You're fine.
No, a dog's head. Is it a transforming clock? Look at this fucking guy. Yo, he swung. He swung at it. Well, yeah, it's gonna scare a baby, of course. His fucking wife is in there. That spider's been around forever. I saw that spider a million times at the Halloween store jumping out. Every year they have different ones of these animatronics at Spirit Halloween. He looked like he's singing. He looked like he was roaring. He was like, la 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 la, hello, welcome to your room. She fell. Welcome to your room. There's that spider. There's that spider. The scarecrow guy. Damn, look at this elaborate setup someone did. That's not that scary. It's scarier because at first it doesn't even work. And then it finally works. It's the lunging demon girl. The spider is the most effective one. The spider always works.
Present.
Alright, we've seen enough of these. What's this? Uh-oh. What the hell's this? What the hell? I don't want to see what the description is because I don't want to spoil it. What is this? It's going to be disturbing in some way? It looks like it's going to be disturbing. Oh, God. What is it supposed to be? What the fuck? What is that? What the fuck is that? Hi, pencil guy. What the shit? What the fuck, dude? Yo. No, don't put your hand there. What? Oh my god. He's very happy to be used in that method. So what did she draw? What is that? Thank you for drawing. What's that? A cake. She drew a cake. Is it real? That becomes real. So whatever she draws with the mutant pencil becomes real. Why was there a kite? Is she gonna draw a kite now? Okay. This video continues, huh? So what you gonna draw next? Godzilla? it goes. Now she wants a lollipop. Yeah, the music is very annoying. I agree. The music. Oh, it's scary. It's not scary. It's like super annoying, dude. She thinks she drew a lollipop. She drew a black hole into another dimension that's gonna kill her. Yep. Throw the pencil in there. See how it fucking likes it. Look at this. Monster's gonna get her. Get ready. Monster's coming out. Or it sucks her in. That was it? That was the whole thing? There is a real epidemic. There is totally a real epidemic with horror that doesn't write endings. You didn't end the story. That's not the end. You didn't write an ending. You're a lazy writer. Write the end of the story. If Bones shot out and like you knew she died, it would have been like a better ending than that. There's no ending. You didn't fucking finish it, you idiot. God damn these people, man. The final battle. Here we go.
I am a wizard! You will all die!
Oh, he thinks he's running.
Ink ribbon.
That was Patton Oswalt, wasn't it? That was Patton Oswalt. Survival horror hidden gems. This is 18 minutes long. Come on, man. We can't watch an 18-minute long video. Alright, we'll watch like 2 parts of it. Okay? Here we go.
Horror hidden gems.
Number 10.
Clock Tower. I know at first glance this game might not look that scary, but the original Clock Tower is a fantastic survival horror gaming experience. And
yeah, I've never played Clock Tower. I've heard good things about it. I've always was hoping they would make a new one or a modern interpretation, and they never have, right?
You kind of have to play it to understand. You play as an orphan named Jennifer, who is moving into her new home along with her friends and teacher, but of course, everything goes wrong almost immediately.
Huh.
The pixel art is fantastic, the sound design is chilling, and the game is filled to the brim with content, having more than 10 endings and different paths that you can take.
What the hell is that? Oh, that's terrifying. Wow.
I will say the game is very slow-paced, so if you're the type of gamer that really prefers action and more fast-paced experiences, maybe this one will require some patience, especially since you aren't controlling Jennifer directly. Instead, you kind of guide her and use the UI to point and click on where to go.
Oh, interesting.
This can be very panic-inducing when Scissorman shows up, and you have to quickly think on your feet. If he gets you, it's usually a game over.
Scissorman! It's Scissorman! Scissorman is coming! Hide under the bed quickly. Scissorman is coming! Snippy, snippy!
And you'll be happy to know that this game is getting a remaster for PC and all modern consoles, and it's set to release at the beginning of 2024, so keep an eye out for that.
Interesting. This looks scary.
Number 9.
That legit looks scary. Of course, you're going to die a million times. If it has like an auto or a save where you could reload, that would be pretty fun, actually, right? That looked pretty good, actually. I actually want to play that.
Disaster Report. So imagine a more action-oriented survival horror experience, but replace all the monsters with natural disasters.
Oh, God.
And you get Disaster Report. Or if you live in PAL regions, SOS, The Final Escape. There are actually 4 games in the series now, but I would really recommend playing the first one if you want to truly feel that classic feel. Inspired by the novel Japan Sinks, which has gone on to have multiple film and anime adaptations, this game takes place on a man-made island that is built over the ocean, and as expected begins to collapse and implode, causing all sorts of disasters to occur while you
get to try to survive them, okay?
So I'll be very blunt. This game is a straight-up Resident Evil 4 clone. One look at its gameplay and I think that's fairly obvious. But this game does do a lot of really cool things, even if it is a little sloppy in some places. To get the complaints out of the way, it doesn't have the polish or the story that you'd want to experience like Resident Evil 4, but there's still a bit there, and my biggest gripe is that there's no map, which really sucks if you're navigationally challenged like me. Aside from that, it has some really fantastic atmosphere that actually made me jump a few times, and one of the most impressive things about this game are the rolling mechanics, where the ship rocking back and forth is handled in a very unique way to prevent all sorts of issues, and ultimately it was a big example of innovative game development solutions. And apparently this game was a big deal too, because it was in development hell with several publishers including Sony, Namco, and eventually Ubisoft, and even had its film rights purchased by a major studio.
Cold Fear. Fear Effect? I've heard of Fear Effect before. Let's see what else they've got. Deadly Premonition. Now that we know. That one I've played, so that one we can definitely skip. We know all about Deadly Premonition. Carrier? I don't know anything about that. Terrified Souls? Wait a minute. Terrified Souls? No. We played Tormented Souls. Oh, it is Tormented Souls. They spelled it wrong. We played Tormented Souls a couple years ago. Aren't they now making a sequel? I think they are. Galarians. And Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Isn't that the one I played? It was terrible. The Frozen one. It was really bad. Alright. Anyway. Thank you guys for watching. DSP versus the Internet. We're at our halfway point. 3 more parts coming for episode 37. Yes, this is the makeup episode for Halloween, which is why all this is horror themed. I hope you're enjoying. Thanks to everyone chilling and supporting. I'll see you in the next part.